Hey everybody, it's Earnhardt Jr. with Alex Bowman. We're live from GoPro Motoplex in North Carolina. We got a race car right here, Alex, under a cover. I guess everybody back home can imagine what we're about to do today. Why don't you lay it out here for us?
Yeah, so we're going to unveil the 2019 Nationwide car. So really excited about that. You kind of know how it is designing a Nationwide car. They give us a lot of input on it, and I think it looks great and excited to show everybody.
So what have you been doing here today at GoPro?
They decided to let me race people, which was a little interesting. I wrecked a few people. Notably, Jonathan Merriman got spun out aggressively. So I was pretty excited about that. He said he was going to go faster than me and couldn't get it done.
I heard that you wrecked 3 or 4 people today. Race fans come out here to race with you.
Yeah, it might not have been one of my prouder days, but they were too slow. They need to get out of the way.
Well, they're going to get a chance here in a bit to ask you some questions. But before we get to that, before we get to the unveil, I want to ask you about your 2018 season, your first with Nationwide, your first with HMS, your first full season. So how do you think that went?
Yeah, you always want more, but to go make the playoffs was really good for us. I thought through the three-quarter mark of the year, we made some big improvements, and we were really strong in the beginning of the playoffs and kind of fell off towards the end. But, we made big strides from where we started the year, and I'm really looking forward to 2019 and seeing how the new rules package fits us and how Greg and I can get the car as fast as possible.
Well, you just mentioned 2019. Now that you got that year under your belt, 1 year in the company fold, working with your teammates, you got some changes happening within the organization, but good positive changes that you think is going to help the team. How are you guys looking forward to 2019? You mentioned the rules. What do you think as far as going to Daytona and beyond?
Yeah, so Daytona is really the only place that's not going to be a whole bunch different. So the 500 is still the same rules package, and then from there on out, it's different everywhere we go. So I'm excited to see how it races and see how it plays out. Obviously, we don't really know until we get to the racetrack with it, but I'm just really looking forward to it. I think there are a lot of really good changes going on at HMS, and happy that Greg and I are staying the same, and most of our team's staying together. So it's a really good group of guys, and we've really enjoyed working with them, and just looking forward to next year.
Cool. We got some people watching us on Instagram and Facebook. They've sent in some questions.
All right.
So we'll go ahead and answer them. Stacy Judge wants to know how it feels to have come so far in your career.
Yeah, it's been a pretty crazy ride, a lot of ups and downs, but to get to this point and to be going into my second year with Hendrick Motorsports is really cool. Something that I definitely never thought was possible, especially kind of going through everything we went through. So I can't thank you enough and everybody that helped make this a reality. It's pretty neat.
Brandon Brodnax wants to know, what is it like working with a 7-time champion?
Yeah, Jimmy is unbelievable. Everything that guy does, he's good at. It doesn't matter if it's running, riding a bicycle, driving a race car. It drives me insane. Like, he's super active. He's like the perfect role model for what you want to be as a person. So it's really cool. He's an open book and super helpful.
Jeremy Bridges wants to know your favorite non-racing activities, and we were just talking about you're running the Chili Bowl this year. So tell us a little bit about your favorite non-racing activities. What are you going to be doing during the winter break? Yeah,
so the whole winter break is going racing for me. Honestly, we've run 2 midget races already, and we have 2 more. Going on vacation with some of my buddies, but racing pretty much consumed the off season for me. I've been working in the shop, trying to get cars ready, and this is really kind of the first week I've been home since we got off from Homestead. So been all over the place and going to go race a little more.
I have so many questions about you racing in the Chili Bowl, but we'll have to save that for another time. We're going to unveil this car. I know everybody's excited to see the car that you're going to be racing for next year. But before we get to that, you talked about it at the top of the show here, the input that the drivers get to have with the paint scheme. Tell us about that process for you.
Yeah, so I don't know that I'm as involved as you were. You seem to be pretty picky, but I think I'm probably a little more laid back.
Yeah.
They sent a bunch of different starting points, and Greg and I kind of sat down and picked one and went from there and tweaked it. And I think it looks great. Last year was kind of the first time that I had any input in what the race car looked like since I had been driving for other people, so that was really neat. And kind of going throughout the year, we're like, man, we should have done this or should have done that a little differently. So I think this is It's got some of the tweaks we wanted to make, but it's quite a bit different from last year. I think it looks really good.
Can you give us one detail that maybe you had influence on, in particular, that you're proud of?
So I think I'm pretty excited about the color of the numbers and the color of the number outlines. I think it's going to look really good.
Cool. All right. Well, it's time to reveal the car. Alex, we've got 2 folks that are going to come up here and help you. Hopefully you didn't spin these guys out today.
I think I did. Oh, definitely spun them out.
They're going to come up here and help you unveil this car, so let's get a look.
Perfect. I don't know. We just pull it off.
Yeah, just go for it.
Yeah, so it's definitely a little different than last year. I think the blue outline on the black numbers looks really good. Really excited to see it on the racetrack and get racing with it.
Yeah, I love a white race car. I always loved white cars because when you'd race them, you get donuts, debris, all that stuff. It kind of told the story of what happened to the car that day. It's a good-looking car, man. I love the silver. Aside from the numbers and the outline of the numbers, anything else you had any kind of influence on?
Kind of like you said, I really wanted a white car. We talked about that and went back and forth on that a lot. I think our best-looking cars this year were all white, especially the car we ran at Charlotte. I think that was a really good-looking car. So this one looks really good, and you know, it's definitely a little different looking with the bigger splitter and the big spoiler on the back of it. That's going to be different to look at all next season. But yeah, looking forward to it.
What's the back look like? So you got all blue back here.
It's not all black like all your cars were. Are you gonna let me get away with that?
Yeah.
But
man, it looks good.
But yeah, I think once we get it on the racetrack, it's really gonna pop and it's gonna look really good.
Awesome, man. Well, beautiful race car. I think we had a lot of people here real pleased with it when they saw it for the first time. It's going to be awesome to see this thing in Daytona, ready to go, trimmed out in the draft. You had a great run there earlier this year. Thanks to Nationwide, Exalta, Lumar, everybody on board this year. Looking forward to an awesome season. Thanks to Alex for coming out and helping us unveil this car. Hope you folks enjoyed it.
Yeah, thanks, guys.